Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1. Check, check. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check. One, check. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Check, check. One more. Check. 1, 1, 1. Angel. One, two, three, four. Check, check. One, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
Tom, can you give me a thumbs up that you can hear us? Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to Las Vegas Rotary. This morning's invocation is going to be by Brock Frazier and our song by Sid Kane.
Thank you, President-elect Katie. I wanted to commend our President Mike Ballard for bringing in such diversity every time we have an invocation. I think it speaks, as Tom and I were talking before the meeting, it speaks to our strength, the diversity in our club. And then when you look at Rotary, around the country and around the world, I think it is one of our real strengths. So I love hearing the many different approaches to our gratitude. So I will share with you something from my Roman Catholic background. And if you care to join me, please bow your heads. In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Bless us, O Lord, in these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. And Lord, please help guide us as we join again, as we do every Thursday, to do works that we hope improve our community, our country, and our world. We ask that you look after the folks who are preparing our meals and those who are serving it. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. We're going to do America the Beautiful. I can give you a note. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Well, you guys sound great.
Because we have you to keep us on key. Please join me in the pledge. Thank you. We have a busy agenda today because we have our four-way speech contest, and we are blessed to have students and their principals and our judges with us today. I want to thank everybody that helped with the meeting today, Kathy Mahan and Bob Warner for setup, Antoinette Monroe and David Jones were our greeters. Our song leader in invocation, Sidra and Brock. Jamie and Arlene for selling tickets. Our sergeant at arms today is Antoinette Monroe. Our tear down this afternoon is Aaron Campillo and Jared Kavanaugh. Nancy Anderson is our scribe and Jim Tucker, our photographer. And our AV team, which we desperately need, Kirk Alexander and Stu Lipoff. So thank you for everybody that helped today. Okay. Do we have any visiting Rotarians today? How about guests of Rotarians?
Good afternoon, everyone. I have a guest. His name is Dr. Jeffrey Geis. He is the Executive Director for the Nevada Association of School Administrators. Would you like to tell us just a little bit of what that is?
Well, thank you, Nikki. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. I serve the Nevada Association of School Administrators as their executive director. We're a professional development group for pre-K through 12 educators and advocacy for educators in the state of Nevada. We are not, nothing's wrong with this, but we're not a union or a bargaining group. We're a professional development and advocacy group. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Marie and David and Gwen, would you like to? Oh, sorry.
I'll get it.
I didn't do that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam President, I have two very delightful, illustrious guests, and they are both physicians, Dr. Badrinath and Asha Badrinath.
Welcome. It's nice to have you here today, and you too, Rampur. Okay, Marie and David and Gwen are going to introduce our.
Thank you, Katie. I'd like to introduce you to Shannon Brown, who is the principal of Beckley School, and she will introduce her guests. And while I have the microphone, I'd like to remind everyone to sign up to read. Thank you.
Hi, my favorite Rotarians. Hi, Michael. Hi, guys. It's good to see everybody again. Shannon Brown. Gotta wait for the camera. We all know how that goes here at Las Vegas Rotary, best Rotary club in the entire world. Again, you guys, I'm going to introduce you to an amazing instructional coach. Stand up. I know you're going to love this. I don't tell them that they get introduced to everybody, so they get up. And so she's a beautiful shade of red, matches her beautiful shirt. This is Heather Neff. She is an instructional coach. She is an instructional coach at Beckley Elementary School. She is actually going to be the liaison to kind of help with communications because, as you know, right now schools are a little crazy, a lot of hectic. So Heather's going to be stepping in for that. We're super glad to have her here. And I agree with Marie. She took the words out of my mouth. Please, you guys, I'd love to see your faces be some readers for us for Nevada Reading Week. Thank you guys so much. Love you all.
Hello, everybody. I'd like to introduce Amanda Lush, who's a principal of McCall School. You want to say?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for welcoming all of our schools back today. And I want to second or third the sentiment. Please, please, please sign up to read to our kiddos. They love to be read to. And in past Nevada Reading Weeks, of course, we would have always had people come in to read. And so it's a little different now, but I think they would love to hear other voices and see other members of our community. So thank you so much for that. And also we're going to have our hydroponics up and running pretty soon. We're really, really excited about that. So thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good.
I'm Gwen Hall, and I am going to introduce Julie Russell of Laura Deering. She is the Student Success Coordinator, which sounds like an awesome job, and she'll introduce that.
Hi, everyone. It's my first time. I'm excited to be here. We have loved everything that the Rotary Club has done for our school, and we're so appreciative. I have Stephanie Terry with me here today. She's one of our resource teachers. Her kids grew up at our school, so she's been involved in our school for the past 26 years. She's been teaching at our school for the last 6 years, and she brightens everyone's day. She greets every child, student, and parent with a smile, and everyone is always better off to have Miss Terry in their lives.
Thank you all for all you do. Bobbin, do you want to announce the Super Bowl winners?
All right. So We have 4 winners from the Super Bowl as part of the drawing that we had. So our first winner who won the first quarter was Arlene Sarah, and she got $500. For the second quarter, our winner was Rosalie Hendrick, again, $500. Third quarter was a gentleman named Scott Otsuka. He was a friend of, or he is, not was, he is a friend of John Pally. He won $500, so we can clap for him too, wherever he'll get his money somehow. And our big winner for the Super Bowl was none other than Mike Kudama, who got $1,000. Congratulations, everyone. Yes.
Yeah, my friend Scott won 500. He's from my old Rotary Club, and he donated 10% of his winnings to our foundation. So I'm sure the other winners are going to do the same. So no pressure.
Bobbin, you're next up. The 25 Club announcement.
All right. Good afternoon again. I'm Bhavin, and just want everyone to put on your calendar, if you're in the 25 Club, we do have our monthly event, which will be the first Thursday in March at 6 p.m. Our location will be finalized by tomorrow, and we are having a guest speaker at that event as well. And we will do another bingo night, which we did at the last event, which will be part of the fundraiser as well. So come on out, join us. I'll send out an email by tomorrow with the location. Thank you.
Thanks. Karen Wisenhunt.
Well, just an update on the Mayor's Cup. The kids arrived on Tuesday. Actually, their luggage arrived 2 hours before the kids did. But the host families were very patient and sitting and waiting for the kids to arrive. The first game will be on Saturday at Betty Wilson Field at 11:20. And Sean sent out a notice with all the other times on it. So I hope you can come out and watch the kids play.
Thanks, Karen. Marie, you already talked about Reading Week, and we're doing that. We're recording them and sending them, right? Okay. March 27th, we have the foundation dinner. It's going to be at Red Rock Country Club, and they're honoring all the Paul Harris Fellows. So you should have received an email and register and sign up and go to that. It'll be a lovely event. And we'll have a few minutes for fellowship before we start the four-way test. Let's do the drawing right now. We'll do that. The winning ticket for the pot, which today is, I think, $1,030, is 748243. Tom Thomas, woohoo. And the number for the Lowry's Bucks is 748236. Tom, you better check your tickets again. It's really close. Dan Adamson. You're very welcome. Thank you. Okay, we'll have a few minutes for fellowship.
Bastard son of a bitch. You better hurry up, you jerk.
I'd like to introduce Renee Gamero and Susan Ziobro, who are going to introduce the four-way speech contest.
Fellow Rotarians, how are you? It's one of the most beautiful days of the year. My first communication is going to be to the students and to the attendees today. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your gift with us today. 30, yes, that deserves. Thank you to your families for joining you and allowing you to be here today. Thank you. But for the speech contest, I wanted to tell you a couple of things you probably have on your mind. First is, who are these people? Who are these Rotarians? Well, I can tell you we're a nice group of folks that we have three things we share. One is that we love our community. Two is that we love helping students. And three is that we help nurturing student education. And you three here today are the epitome of that. So thank you again. Also, sorry, yeah, I didn't know if that was going to be a clap moment or not. We'll see. Yay! So with that, just want to explain about the four-way speech contest. What it helps to connect Rotarians with our community, with our students. And we're going to be blessed with three wonderful speeches today. And I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. For all of us, you are the highlight of our day. And for many of us, this is the highlight of our Rotary year. So thank you again. So we're going to I'm going to explain a little bit about this speech contest is. It just connects us with the community, and I'll stop talking. We're ready to hear you, and I'm going to turn it over now to Susan, who will guide us through the speeches.
Thank you, fellow Rotarians and most welcome guests and our contestants. The contestants know their speaking order. Their names will not be said. You will not find that out until after the speaking begins. Each speaker has 6 to 8 minutes to speak. We have judges in the room and we have timers in the room. I would now like to call up in speaking order the first contestant.
Made in Italy. Imagine a pair of calloused hands gently assembling the pieces to a new leather handbag. Each stitch carefully sewn, every detail analyzed to perfection. Outside the small artisan workshop is the beautiful, charming town of Florence, Italy. Adorned with Tuscan countryside cuisine and incredible artwork and timeless fashion, this is the luxurious, fine quality, and authentic craftsmanship promised by the internationally recognizable label of having your products made in Italy. Or is it? The truth is, your made in Italy product was fabricated by ill-treated and exploited workers in the dangerous factories of Asia, nowhere near or close to Florence, Italy. Unfortunately, this is an instance we see far too common, and every single one of us here has been a victim to false labeling. Today, we'll apply the Rotary four-way test to the business ethics of labeling, a strategic marketing tactic featuring images or words on a product's packaging aimed at boosting sales. So question 1, is it true? Instead of simply saying, no, companies are not being truthful, we'll continue our Made in Italy example. Here are 3 ways that companies manipulate and can create loopholes to accommodate to false labeling, all in effort to claim the Made in Italy stamp. In 2010, a politician and chairman of the Versace fashion house authored a law with a compromise. For a product to bear the valuable Made in Italy emblem, it had to undergo 2 steps in the production process within Italy. Even if 98 out of the 100 steps of manufacturing took place in developing Asian countries, India, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, or the Philippines, companies are still able to claim that their product is made in Italy without compromising profits. Or maybe your product is simply designed in Italy. Italian designers gather in Milan or Florence to idealize their creations, developing sketches, determining materials, and so on. But the item itself is manufactured abroad in unethical sweatshops, but somehow through the process, made in Italy is derived from designed in Italy. Despite the fact that the items themselves are mass produced from offshore factories because they're not technically physically made in Italy. Even more shocking is just how dedicated and loyal companies are to using these sweatshops, to the point where they will physically transport Chinese sweatshops into Italy, opening factories in Italian countryside. Here in these perilous factories, undocumented Chinese immigrants are paid less than 3 cents an hour to produce garments for the largest luxury brands in the world. Though technically these items are made in Italy, this cunning labeling strategy overlooks the child labor or profiteering that exists far from the stigma of authentic Italian craftsmanship. The lack of transparency hides the truth from consumers as companies are blindsided by capital gains. The labels themselves are not only untruthful, but they can also be abused, which leads into the next question. Is it fair? When companies are untruthful about their labeling in relation to manufacturing, this can be unfair to clientele who may be purchasing items marked so with the natural assumption that they're promised the expected Italian quality and artistry, not to mention the price tag that comes with purchasing an item labeled made in Italy. Especially more recently, light has been shed on the ideas of the detrimental offshore factories as more and more people are becoming aware of what horror lies behind the scenes. The sad conditions of factory workers and also the environmental harm that comes with producing these products, hazardous pesticides, excessive water usage, destructive coloring agents. The fundamental basis of ethics seems to draw a line as the union of social and environmental duties don't align with profitability objectives. Therefore, many people are now choosing to be mindful consumers, sustainable consumers, tearing away from fast fashion and harmful production. And naturally, buyers assume that labels originating from countries such as Italy would produce in a slow fashion manner, valuing the perennial craftsmanship that these companies have created to be associated with the location, when in fact, this is not what consumers are purchasing. It's unfair that buyers are not informed of the full process because now they're unknowingly contributing to sweatshops as tabs inaccurately list essential production details. Clearly, by manipulating customers and marking labels in a way to deceitfully align with public values, no, is the definite answer to is it fair? 3, does it build goodwill and better friendships? When you combine these untruthful cover-up lies, manipulative marketing strategies, not to even mention the alarming cost of the environment and human exploitation of these sneaky tags, goodwill is not created by companies who should be holding these social and environmental responsibilities, and most importantly, upholding truth to their shoppers. And 4, does it benefit all that is concerned? The only beneficiary of this purchase, if we really think about it, or this transaction, is the pockets of these large companies who are willing to exploit humans, damage the environment, and lie to their buyers. For these luxury companies, they can sell the product 30 times plus its manufacturing cost, but the monetary benefits gained overlook all morals, as still they continue to produce using sweatshops, oftentimes not even paying their workers. So no, it does not benefit all that's concerned, not the laborers who produce the product, not the consumers who are lied to, and not our deteriorating environment. By passing with striking no's on all 4 questions to the Rotary test, there clearly needs to be a review of the devastating business ethics of labeling and marketing. As consumers, we are often unknowingly coerced to participate in harmful cycles without our consent or full understanding. It's up to the responsibilities of companies and brands to be transparent in their manufacturing process and truthful in advertising. Hopefully, with more honesty, brands can start to confront this issue and even shift to more sustainable and fair ways of production. And we can actually start seeing products being truthfully labeled with fair intentions of creating goodwill and benefiting all that is concerned. Thank you.
She was.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now giving the judges some time. It'll be just a couple of minutes. Thank you. Testing. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call our next contestant.
My breath begins to quicken, and the air that was once in my lungs starts to vanish. My mind races, and I can't focus on any single topic. My thoughts bounce around my head like pinballs in a pinball machine. My hands begin to lose blood flow, vibrating incessantly with pins and needles, and my legs feel like rubber. The silence is deafening. It crashes onto me like a tsunami that further prevents me from thinking and breathing. This was my first panic attack. Slowly rising to the surface after weeks of unregulated anxiety and little to no self-care. The stretch of college applications, lacrosse, karate, and managing my busy life was simply too much. But it could have been different. So today, let's talk about what anxiety is and the many forms it takes, the scale of the problem within the United States among our teens, and the methods that can help to alleviate this epidemic among our youth. The Mayo Clinic defines anxiety as, quote, an intense, excessive, and persistent worry and fear about everyday situations, end quote. Symptoms include fast heart rate, rapid breathing, sweating, and feeling tired. Anxiety can take both mild and severe forms, and it is a normal occurrence in everyday life, especially among the lives of teenagers. Public speaking, tests, and projects can all trigger anxiety of varying severity. It can take many forms, these including generalized anxiety disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, panic disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder, and social anxiety disorder. All of these disorders are displayed in different levels and present themselves in many unique ways. Generalized anxiety disorder, which is the most common, is referred to as and defined as an anxiety disorder characterized by chronic anxiety, exaggerated worry and tension, even when there's little to nothing to provoke it. The second most common, socialized anxiety disorder, which I will be referring to as SAD, is, quote, in self-consciousness in everyday situations. Social phobia can be displayed in fear of public speaking in formal and informal situations, or eating or drinking in front of others. In its most severe form, SAD may be so broad that a person experiences symptoms almost any time they're around other people. Anxiety can take many forms, each as severe and as harmful as the next. So, it is our job as a community to diagnose and help those that suffer from it daily. So now, what are the numbers? According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 31.9% of teenagers in the United States report having mild to severe anxiety. Of these, 8.3% have a severe impairment due to their anxiety. There are over 42 million teenagers in the United States, making up about 13% of the population. Of that, that is nearly 14 million teenagers in the United States that suffer from a diagnosed or undiagnosed anxiety disorder, nearly 4% of our population. Now, how about we account for the adult portion of the population to give you an even better idea of anxiety's reach? Studies done by the Anxiety and Depression Association of America found that more than 40 million adults suffer from an anxiety disorder. Again, nearly 18% of the population. Between adults and teenagers, nearly 22% of the American population suffers from anxiety. Generalized anxiety disorder and socialized anxiety disorder are the two most common. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 2% of teens suffer from GAD, and 0.8% of those teens suffer from a severe impairment. Along with this, nearly 9.1% of teens suffer from social anxiety disorder, and 1.3% suffer from a severe impairment. Severe impairments are not just limited to mental effects. They can also have severe physical health effects. According to the Mayo Clinic, anxiety can cause digestive and bowel problems, headaches and migraines, chronic pain and illness, sleep problems and insomnia, heart problems, and self-harm that may even lead to suicide. A study published by HHS links nearly 70% of suicides to some form of anxiety. With this, it is clear that anxiety is a growing epidemic among our youth, but hope is not lost. For many years, mental health issues have been put on the back burner. It was almost taboo to speak about subjects like anxiety and depression. Although a terrible disease, COVID-19 has given this country an amazing opportunity. This pandemic put a spotlight on teens' mental health. While isolation took its toll, increasing the numbers of mental health incidents, teens everywhere began to raise their voices and finally gain the confidence to speak about their struggles. It is now time to listen and to make change. The CDC finds that only 37% of diagnosed anxiety disorders among teens and adults are treated. Nearly 34 million people go without treatment, their symptoms only growing worse. During the pandemic, steps have been taken to combat this issue. The CDC and MIMH have increased their emphasis on awareness through mental health campaigns, increasing the number and availability of resources. The CDC offers easy to understand statistics as well as helpful signs of these disorders. The CDC and MIMH emphasize the importance of family and friends checking in and supporting those that they know that are affected. Many other resources, including hotlines for severe mental events, are publicly and easily accessible. The ultimate change, however, has to be a societal one. It is still expected of individuals to deal with mental health struggles in private. What's going on internally should not be expressed externally. Keep your head up, it'll get better. In order to do this, we need help. Yes, individual methods are helpful. Positive self-talk, meditation, journaling, and daily affirmations are powerful tools that I use daily. But we are humans and cannot do this alone. We need our friends and our family to talk through our emotions and organize our thoughts and to take our minds off our stressful lives.
Again, members will need a few minutes of silence while the judges tally. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now resume the contest. I'd like to call on, thank you. I'd like to call on our next speaker.
I'd like you all to imagine that you're 16 years old. So grab your phone, warm up your texting fingers, and hunch your neck, to get in the typical teenager starting position. Now, think of your 16-year-old self and all of their insecurities, navigating the world and all their difficulties. Except your teenager self is living in today's day and age. And there's a course-altering factor: social media. Social media started out as a way to interact with friends and family, a fast way to see posts of cats in funny costumes or see your high school chemistry lab partner's children start their very first day of preschool. But as social media grew, political polarization, cyberbullying, and a multitude of negatively impactful effects wove their way into the like button, comment sections, and posts. The realm of social media's negative impacts is wide. So I'm going to condense this speech to one major issue: comparison. Social media is designed to be selective. And although there are currently 3.78 billion social media users worldwide, A very small percentage of them post their disappointments, their flaws, their insecurities. Apps like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok allow users to post whatever they want, whenever they want. And this leads to the facade of perfection, something that causes all the imperfect social media users to have body issues, depression, and heightened insecurities. There's a photo on my Instagram of me in Hawaii. The background is a bright blue, and across the horizon are colors of red, orange, pink, and purple that make up this ethereal sunset. In the photo, I'm in a pretty blue floral dress, and I'm laughing. The photo looks like a candid picture of me walking across the shoreline in a dress with makeup on, and I'm laughing at something. My situation sounds perfect, like one of those moments you remember forever. And when you scroll through my Instagram account, my entire life looks like those moments you remember forever. My life looks perfect. But the reality of that photo in Hawaii was that my sister and I were in the hotel room and we realized that we hadn't posted yet. So we quickly put mascara on, and as we walked across the shoreline, my sister, not saying something hysterical that resulted in a candid photo of me laughing, but rather, "Alexandra, your laugh looks fake. Open your mouth more. It'll look more natural." What I did represents a world of social media users, a world where only the most envy-worthy perfect moments are shared. And there is no harm in sharing the moment you won the Rotary 4-way speech contest. But the harm comes with the assumption that only the viewer is struggling. So I figured the best way to test the effects of social media on self-image would be by putting the matter to the 4-way Rotary test. Number 1, is it the truth? Is it the truth that social media is detrimental to adolescent mental health? Well, according to a 2017 study conducted by Child Mind Institute, over 500,000 high schoolers found that the number exhibiting high levels of depressive symptoms increased by 33% with adolescents who use social media, and the suicide rate for girls increased by 65%. Is it the truth that social media tells us what to be insecure about? Well, in an effort to writing this speech and thoroughly conducting my research, I could not find a statistic or article that covered the root of insecurity. So, over the past 2 weeks, I conducted my own survey. I asked my peers at Bishop Gorman High School 3 questions. What is your biggest insecurity? And out of the 25 people that I questioned separately, 24 people's responses were about appearance. Number 2, how did you become aware that you were insecure of this? And out of the 25 people that I questioned, 22 people said that it was from seeing other people's reactions on social media to the insecurity or via a direct post. And number 3, where are you most often reminded of this insecurity? And out of the 25 people that I interviewed, all 25 people said that it was through social media. Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Social media has a drastic effect on self-image. And although appearance is often classified as superficial or unimportant because real worth comes from the inside, poor self-image directly affects the inside. Only 4% of women consider themselves to be beautiful in a recent global survey. Is that fair? Is it fair to the young minds that download social media that from a very early age wish they looked different, wish their hair color was different, wish their perfectly healthy bodies were shaped differently? What happens when certain races aren't represented on social media enough? Or the insecurity expands to something that's out of an individual's control? It's not fair to let a beauty standard so obviously be enforced and upheld on apps where everything is manipulated and nothing is true. Is it fair to the mothers of these children who watched their 13-year-old cry about the size of their waist because an older girl they follow photoshopped the size of hers to look like another girl she saw? It's a toxic cycle that is socially accepted. Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Mental health is the most important aspect of an individual's life. Mental health controls happiness, and if 66% of social media users reported to having a higher depression rate than those who spent less time on social media, it is a fact that the majority of teens on such apps have worse mental health. Friendships and incentive to do good in the world cannot be asked from someone who does not love themselves. It's a cliche breakup line. I need to work on myself before I continue the relationship. And although the line might be getting some eye rolls, it holds truth. Meaningful relationships cannot be asked or expected from someone who is dissatisfied with their own self. And finally, number 4, will it be beneficial to all parties involved? The expectation to constantly look perfect, show your peers your enthralling life, and uphold the facade of who you are does not benefit any party involved. The people comparing themselves to a person that doesn't exist, it doesn't benefit them. The person who edits their photos to appear a certain way, it doesn't benefit them. The parents and friends of the teenagers that get trapped in a cycle that's difficult to break, it doesn't benefit them. Social media allows people to put their full self-value into an account, and depending on the likes and comments, that value is determined. Comparison. It is natural to feel comforted by knowing you are not alone. At the beginning of this speech, I asked you to imagine yourself as a teenager in 2022. If your teenager self had acne or was insecure of your body, and the only person that you saw with those insecurities was yourself, would it not make you feel isolated? Make you feel deprived of self-value? This year's Rotary theme is to serve to change lives. And I ask you to consider that if riddance of the standard social media expectation to show off the perfect life that everybody posts but nobody has will serve to change the rabbit hole that my generation is falling directly into. Thank you.
Rotarians, thank you again for your patience while we allow the judges to tally. Good idea. Thank you, Rotarians. Our judges are now ready to go back to the bar and confer. At this time, I'm going to call up the contestants to come up front, and our Sergeant at Arms will take the mic, and if you want to ask them any questions, but I'll do an introduction first. Our judges have left the room. I'd now like to interview our contestants in their speaking order and ask them a few questions. And then you can ask some questions if you like at the end. All right, I'm going to begin with Caitlin. Caitlin, you gave me a really neat bio. You have a lot of varied interests, and I'd like to know which one of these interests are you most passionate about?
So out of all the interests I listed, it would definitely be real estate development. That's what I'm really dedicating my future career towards, specifically the real estate industry. It really, it's shocking to see that there's so many different careers and opportunities within the industry, and it really excites me. Plus, I think it allows me to also indulge in my other passions through development. I can do affordable housing development and sustainable development, which are all prominent issues that I care about. And through real estate development, it's kind of allows me to indulge in that.
Thank you, Caitlin. And how did you find out about our contest?
I was informed of the contest by Ms. Wagner, a teacher at Clark High School.
That's nice that she brought you into the picture. And as you prepared for this contest, what did you learn about Rotary International that surprised you?
I think the thing that surprised me the most was that there was just so many people involved who have this shared vision or goal. Like I remember the statistic was like 46,000 clubs around the world and like over 1.6 million members, which is just so like beautiful to imagine that everyone can set differences aside. It's so diverse and all work towards creating a better world.
Thank you. And you can see the flags over on our banner over there. Those come from visiting Rotarians, and we exchange banners with them. And it's always interesting to see how far and wide Rotarians exist and that they love to come to Las Vegas and share and exchange a banner with us. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Wish you best of luck. Thank you. Armand, you go by another name, don't you?
My first name is Armand. It's my grandfather's name, but none of you can see it. I'm actually quarter Japanese, and I was a very chubby Asian baby when I was little. So my parents thought Armand, the name of a Vietnam veteran who was an Army Ranger in the jungles of Vietnam, might be a little too grandiose for a small, chubby Japanese baby. And so they named me after a little town in New Hampshire called Jackson, New Hampshire, where I was baptized and spent almost every winter for my entire 17 years of life. So that I can go by either. I respond to both. People at school call me both, but I've gone by Jackson my entire life.
Thank you. I see you're also involved in a lot of things, including animal husbandry. But I want to know which one of these passions, music, sports, academics, animal husbandry, which one are you the most passionate about?
That's a difficult question because I think I'm pretty passionate about everything I do. But one thing that, not that I'm most passionate about, but that's something that I found through my mom, who I work at a ranch called Tranquility Ranch in Las Vegas, Nevada. I have a horse at that barn. His name is Jedi. I've worked there for about 2 years now. Tranquility Ranch is a ranch that offers its services to help struggling youth with depression, anxiety disorders, things of that such, to find some peace with taking care of horses, painting horses, riding horses, things of that sort. And so being involved in that and just being around horses, although it's hard work, digging trenches, cleaning stalls, picking up their poop and all that kind of stuff, it can be disgusting at times. But I think it's very rewarding as activity that I do, and I enjoy a lot. It's something that I find peace in, and that it's a good family activity. My brother rides the horse a lot. I less so because I have a lot of stuff to do. But that's one thing that I'm super passionate about.
Horses have that effect on a lot of people. So he, in a way, he's a Jedi mind trick, right? He helps you relax. Like that, Kirk? Oh, hey. All right. So what did you, when you were preparing for the contest, did you find out anything specifically about Rotary International that surprised you?
The thing that surprised me most about Rotary International, I mean, my other competitor already said it, but it's a massive club, and just your guys' dedication, community service at the community level, like the reading books to kids, is really inspirational. Just such targeted, such unique ways of service is really special. And to have this large of a group that is this dedicated to helping younger people or people within their community that really need it, it's something special. It really is. So I applaud all of you for your dedication to this community and really working this hard to being really incredible and helpful members of this community in any way that you can. So kudos to all of you here, because it's really incredible.
Okay, Jackson, why don't you stay up here, and Caitlin, can you come back up just in case our audience has some more questions? And lastly, I'm going to ask Alexandra a few questions. You ready? Okay. I see that you're interested in debate, sustainability, which we have a sustainability committee here, don't we? Where's Barbara? Okay. And you like creative writing and sports, but which one of these things are you the most passionate about?
Well, sustainability. I'm a longtime vegetarian. And yeah, thanks for the vegetarian option. Yeah, so I think that would be something that I'm most knowledgeable about. I can list a bunch of facts about why being vegetarian is good for the environment and for animals and for our health. But maybe creative writing. I haven't really gotten that much into it, but in middle school, I really enjoyed like competing in competitions, and I won some scholastic stuff. I'm in 10th grade, so my entire high school experience has been impacted by COVID. So this is really the first year that I'm able to compete in some stuff. So it's kind of discovering that I like creative writing, and I intend to enter more things in the future.
Great. And one thing I'm glad you brought up about COVID-19, that there are grades in school now. This is their first active year back with the full experience of school. Did that happen to both of you as well? And in your biography, you mentioned you want to go to New York University, and I'm curious, what program do they have that made you want to move all the way to New York?
It's not so much about the college. I mean, like I said, I'm in 10th grade. I might change my mind. But I love New York City. I really like bustling crowds and diversity, and I like that everything's so close together. It's really just somewhere that I see myself living forever, and I can't wait to move there. So, I mean, Columbia would be great, but New York University is like the realistic expectation.
Thank you very much. And now I'd like to turn conduct of the meeting over to the members. We have just a few minutes. Do you know how much time we have? We don't have time. I'm so sorry. Rotarians and guests, please give a warm applause for our contestants. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now getting to the good part, just wanted to comment to you what my favorite speech of each of yours is, and that is your next one. Just keep doing this, keep participating. It'll be great for your life, I promise. And lastly, about who the winner is, you were all, as it sounds cliche, but it's absolutely true. The moment you committed to yourself to participate in this event is when you won this contest. So thank you very much. So with that.
Before he makes the announcement, or should I wait till after you make the announcement? All right. I just would like our judges to stand up. These judges are all from different Toastmasters clubs around the valley in Southern Nevada, and they are all DTMs. In Toastmaster speak, that means Distinguished Toastmaster. I would like to recognize Ken Richardson. Please wave. Kay Collis, Steve Siegel, Sherry Parker, and Sean Scruggs. In order to be distinguished Toastmasters, each one of these members of Toastmasters has performed specific job duties, including regional directors, area directors, club growth directors.
Come
and
on.
They put in a lot of time, and still they made time for us. And I want to give them another round of applause. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much. And now let's share some of those. You didn't get a raffle ticket, so we're going to start with third place. Third place today, and a check for $75. I'd like to award it to Caitlin Wiseman. Caitlin.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I liked her first. Oh, fuck.
For the second winner, for second place, I'm going to ask for Armand Carrier to please join me and receive a $100 check.
Ooh, but I don't see him.
First place and representing us at the next level of contest, and a $150 check goes to Alexandra Rudnitsky. Bravo.
Alexandra. Oh, oh no.
With that, we'll turn the meeting back over to Katie.
Oh.
Thank you so much to all the contestants and to the judges. And our meeting is adjourned. We'll see you next week.